Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Steffi, how's
How's
it
it
going?
going? Good, good. Exciting
Yeah,
morning. You had
coolio.
something to show me.
I have something to show you. So, since I make websites all day long for people, we always have the topic of, well, if we do this, if we integrate this into our website, like put a YouTube video in my site, then I
Is it
always get the
legal?
exactly like, can we do it? So this is a custom site we made for them, and they use user-centric consent management. Here we go. Like, this is the beautiful
Mm-hmm.
banner that they have here. And if you pull this up, then we can go to services and like we can see all the stuff they have. Like, they have
The
stuff.
privacy. Yes, I see here you went into privacy preferences.
Yeah, I went into privacy preferences, and now
Yeah.
I can check the individual services. I didn't consent to anything, right? I'm just
Yeah.
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
consenting.
Why? Let me start with like why is
Yes.
everything displayed there? Like why are you displaying things that because are is it possible to say accept everything and then you get the video ask and the YouTube and the LinkedIn tag, etc.? Or is it not
Yeah.
even possible to have? Okay, okay.
No, no, no. Yeah,
Like
you can say I want it all, and then they
yes, and then they
like
put
you.
everything like you. Then it's possible to have everything in there.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Then it will show
Yes.
right away, and then this video here,
Mm-hmm.
that because I didn't consent to anything now, that comes along and said, we need your consent to display media from Verse Interactive Videos because that's the name of the vendor. I just want to show it once. So if I just do this, then this whole thing loads. If I reload it, then it goes back to this. And yeah, what do you
So let
think
me
of?
ask you
Yes.
when the first interactive videos is another party that provides the video. Do they
Yes.
collect something when I say yes, play me the video? Do they get a cookie, a some information out of that?
Let's look at this. So I build a lot of websites, but I'm always still a little bit unsure of.
Why are you unsure? That is an interesting comment. Why? Why are you
So
unsure? Because it's
like,
probably
I just assume that if we're loading this stuff, this
yes.
embed from their servers,
Mm-hmm.
that we have to have consent for that already, because we're loading stuff from a third party that is not this website. Is that
Yeah.
even true?
Because YouTube also takes information or creates specific profiles from we think it's anonymous data, but it's not because they are able to link data. So that
Yes.
it's about what is the third party actually getting. Do they get some data? Do they see something? If they merely provide the service, then it's just a processor. So it's
Then we don't need it at all. Then
well,
I have
it's
more
you need to
questions.
inform the people for sure. Like this is a great information. Like you need to show the transparency in your privacy policy. Like so, loading a video on your website, if that third party is not seeing who's loading, is there if there's no other information from any website visitor that goes to that third party, if it's merely providing the service
Yes.
without any other data that goes to that party, I think it's a great idea to ask consent, but I don't see the exact necessity of here.
Oh. So since we're talking about that one, I
Mhm.
actually have more questions. All right.
Yeah.
So this website is hosted on vercel.com, but the data that we're loading from the CMS is on a different server. So these two are apart, so to say. In WordPress, they are one, for example. So they sit on the same server. And then if we look at images that it loads, for example, then those images are not coming from careersfti.com, but they are coming from cdnsanity.io, because that's the company that provides the CMS. And if you load the data, it comes from their domain. And so
Mm-hmm.
in this, like one of the necessary tick marks that you like, you can't untick this because it's kind of necessary to show the website.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so it's still listed in here
Okay.
that we're using Sanity hosting and CMS. Is this
Do you need
some,
to do you need to
yeah,
show
do you
it?
need
That's your
this? You
question.
know, that's my question. You know,
Do you need to show it in this level? Honestly, what is the function of this sanity hosting and CMS? Is there
yeah,
any way? It's, to me, this looks like a sub processor or even a third party, maybe, because sanity looks like it's not even getting access to the data. It's almost like a third party providing the platform and tools for you to create the data. But
yes.
if they have built all walls and organizational structure so they do not even access the data, then it's a very far it's a
Yeah.
very far informing. So for sure there's no consent, because consent you ask when people are going when parties are going to be a controller or joint controller,
Yes.
or if there is a specific reason that to show like, okay, we're sharing data with this processor, which can create, or this is how they are using it for. So there are other specific reasons, of course, you need to ask consent, but absolutely not for all processes and sub processes. You need to ask consent, rather informing, being transparent about it. So this is a
I
great
see.
transparency feature for sure. It's like, I mean,
It's
top
nice that we
notch.
show it, but
Top
in this
notch
sense,
transparency.
you know,
But at
but
some point,
like,
it's also getting confusing, right? Because for a person, individual, say like me, if
yes,
you ask me, if you show me all of the tools that you're using to create your service and platform and website, you're
yes,
giving me this information. Great. If you then show these bubbles where I cannot withdraw my consent,
yes.
it's very confusing because it seems like I have a control over it, but I
But
don't.
then exactly, I think that's my whole problem with necessary cookies in all cases. Like you're telling them, but
Yeah.
they can't do anything against it anyway. Like you can just close the
Yeah.
tab and go away, kind of.
Which is very confusing with the bubble. Like, I agree, and necessary cookies should be informed because you want to know, like, okay, is this person using tools from Pakistan where I have absolutely zero control over what happens, and is my data going there, yes or no?
Yes.
This is all part of informing, being transparent. But it's necessary to provide the service. So before I say yes to your service and here is all my data, I want to know what it is. Here they did a top notch, like, okay, it's transparent. I know from like up to the coding, hosting, and platform and domain, which tools and what you're using. However, the little bubbles that I cannot withdraw consent from is also a little bit confusing, because now I think I have some control, but I don't.
And
And I should not need to consent because it's necessary to actually give the service. So that is a bit of a take it and leave it. And if you decide to use something entirely different, to shift from sanity to something else,
yeah,
you need to inform people. But you cannot ask consent from each and every customer. You say like, okay, we are informing based on our risk assessment, based on security features, based on, a whole list of privacy features. We are changing a hosting platform and we're using you, Niels, to develop our same thing, but in
yeah,
another location or in another platform. You cannot ask from each and every customer, like, hey, is it okay if we recode our entire website
yes.
from sanity to you know what I mean? Like, that would be ridiculous. That is absolutely too far. So
Yes.
transparency, double check.
In the next one, for example,
Yes.
could we go to Vercel's data processing statement, whatever they have? Can we
And we
look at
go
it
through it.
together? You
Yes.
know?
Okay, good. Great. Well, let's
Awesome.
let's like strengthen your skill. All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Thank you, Steffi.
Okay. No
Thank you for
problem.
this one.
See you next week.
All right. Ciao.
Bye.